Why do women cheat? Well, there are many theories out there, and if you find this an interesting subject, you may have developed your own theories about this based on your own personal experience and what you've read. But what you might not know is that the science on this is continuing to evolve every day, and a lot of the old theories on it just don't cut it anymore. Hi, it's Gabrielle, and for over 13 years I've been a licensed professional counselor and relationship expert in private practice in Boulder, Colorado. And my practice is grounded in the science of what makes relationships work. If you're a man and you've been cheated on, you might really be wondering, why do women cheat? Maybe you want to avoid being cheated on in the future. Or maybe you've cheated and you're wondering what the difference is between men and women. Whatever the reason, this video is going to give you some concrete, hot off the press data that's going to inform your understanding of this important subject so you can better understand the wild world of cheating and what drives us to be unfaithful. Okay, let's dive in. Dr. David Buss, the pioneering evolutionary psychologist, has been one of the forefront researchers on this topic. In fact, several decades ago, he wrote a seminal book called The Evolution of Desire, which deals with human mating and what drives people to cheat. And he says that the research is changing so fast that he's had to update his book every 4 years just to accommodate all of our new understanding. Now, there's a lot of change and transformation going on in this domain of knowledge right now. But one thing we know for sure is that men and women are very different when it comes to the reasons they cheat. Unlike men, who are primarily driven by the desire for sex and physical attractiveness, women are driven by many different factors, and there are a lot of things that can attract women when it comes to being unfaithful. In fact, when Dr. David Buss did an informal survey with his heterosexual graduate students and asking them what they liked in a partner, men filled up 1 blackboard of information and women filled up 5. And then he ran out of blackboards. Some of the most foundational ideas about why women cheat have now been debunked. Here's what was traditionally thought. If women were looking for just a short-term hookup, what they found attractive was that the guy had good genes. Scientists believe that what drove women to pursue short-term mating strategies was when men had faces that had a level of balance to them, where their eyes and their smile and everything was just kind of the same on both sides of the face. Really interesting, right? They also believed that women were looking for strong masculine features, a strong jawline and a high shoulder to hip ratio. You know, what they call the ungodly V taper on a lot of men's shirt advertisements. All of these physical characteristics and this symmetry would signal that these men were free from disease and had good genes. They were healthy, robust specimens, and that women wanted that to be carried on to their children. The second part of this myth about why women cheat that's since been debunked is that women go after long-term mating strategies with men who can guarantee them good access to resources. So women want a handsome, strong, strapping young stud for short-term mating, and then they want a rich, not necessarily so handsome guy for long-term mating. Now, from an evolutionary perspective, it seemed like this should make sense because the evolutionary cost to a woman of 9 months of pregnancy and child rearing is so great that you need a man who can support you during this very vulnerable, labor-intensive time. But the thing is that Buss's research has completely destroyed this reigning theory. And it's important to note that this theory that's been destroyed is at the base of many of the incel community theories about why women cheat, that they look for short-term mating strategies with, hunky guys, and then when they hit the wall, they want the guy who makes the money and so forth. As they say in the manosphere, alpha seed and beta need. Now, the manosphere takes this theory of these 2 mating strategies to even a further level by suggesting that women will partner with a beta type of male who will provide the resources for them, the financial resources, even though they're not the most good-looking guy, while also trying to get impregnated by an alpha male. by somebody who's, strong and handsome and can have all the women they want, because they really want the alpha guy's genes, but they need the beta guy to raise the child. So that brings in this question of, being unfaithful to get good seed and then use this guy to get the money. But here's the research that David Buss cites that turns this whole theory on its head. It turns out that 70% of women who cheat become attached or fall in love with their affair partner. In men, only 30% become attached or fall in love with their affair partner. So we have a very high propensity of women falling in love or becoming emotionally bonded to the affair partner. Now, in terms of evolutionary design, this is not so good. It really doesn't make sense. Because if a woman's trying to maintain the investment of one guy in her children, then falling in love with the affair partner is not good. Falling in love with the guy who has the good genes isn't going to be helpful, because that's not the guy who's going to go the distance and help her raise her kids. So Buss pondered this question because evolution is not stupid. Mother Nature knows what she's doing. There must be a reason why so many women fall in love with the affair partner. And so he came up with what he calls the mate switching hypothesis, by which he means that affairs are a way that women will divest themselves, meaning get rid of, a cost-inflicting partner. That's the term, a cost-inflicting partner. So what this means is that something's not working out with her long-term partner. And so now this relationship is starting to become an evolutionary cost to the woman. I don't know, maybe the guy's a bum and he doesn't have a job, or maybe he lost all his money, or he's not that socially adept. And so, they don't have that good social connections or social stature. Or maybe in the old days, he just didn't feel like hunting anymore, and he would just hang around the campfire while all the other guys went out to get buffalo. Fast forward to today, and maybe that guy is sitting in his basement just playing Elden Ring and eating Doritos. So Buss pointed to affairs being a way that a woman is trying to relieve herself of that relationship so that she can get back into the dating market and find a better partner. It's a way of transitioning back into the mating market, or to trade up in the mating market. And of course, the familiar term for this is called monkey branching. The critical thing here is that women, when they want to get a better partner, they don't just end their current relationship and go and seek a new one. They start looking for a new relationship while they're still in their current relationship. Now, we're not obviously looking at the moral implications of this at this time, because obviously, ouch, for anybody who's in relationship with that woman, but we're just looking at trying to account for this from an evolutionary perspective. Both sexes can do things to their partners that are really unkind and devastating and debasing. Whether it's a man running off with the girl next door, or the guy breaks his leg and the woman decides it's time to get another partner. And while we're on the subject, affairs are equally devastating for both men and women. The idea that somehow they're more emotionally devastating for men or for women is simply not true. Both sexes suffer emotionally. Now, the male victim, the guy who is in the committed intimate relationship with the cheating woman, can react in different ways depending on the situation. They're going to get mad, but who they get mad at can vary depending on the situation. What drives the male victim partner's reaction is what's called the Formidability Assessment. So men have programs both to get mad at their cheating woman as well as to get mad at the affair partner guy. But when the male affair partner is bigger and stronger than the male victim, that male victim is going to direct his rage exclusively at his female partner. The reason then that women might choose affair partners who are bigger and stronger is not because of their alpha seed and wanting to continue that seed on in their children, but because having a larger, stronger partner might be the easiest way to get out of their existing relationship if their current male partner is smaller and weaker than the affair partner. This is a great way to get out, because the female could escape from the cost-inflicting partner to a new, stronger, larger mate, because their existing partner is no match for them. So the female can get out with very little cost or consequence. What happens after she gets out of the relationship with her current partner is anybody's guess. Does she take time to evaluate the new, stronger, bigger mate's prospects? Or is she just using him as an intermediary, sort of a stopgap, before she finds somebody who would be better long-term material? The research isn't really clear on that. Now, there could be many factors here that are yet to be investigated, and clearly there are. Does the fact that the woman has children impact these findings? If so, does it matter how old the children are, or how many children she has, or whether she had those children with the male victim partner or somebody else? All of these things need to be researched so we can really understand how these deep mating programs are impacting why women cheat. Evolutionarily speaking, men didn't tend to hang around and raise children for a very long period of human prehistory. So really the only criteria that men really needed in order to ensure that their genes would get carried on was to find a woman who was fertile and likely to be able to bear their children. You all know about the big breasts, small waist, and wide hip ratio that men all over the world find desirable. So it's a much simpler set of criteria than what women are up against. But regardless, the important thing to remember here is that even though we have these evolutionary programs that can drive us to be unfaithful, there is massive benefit for both men and women to find a way to build a long-term, committed, intimate relationship. This benefits your immune systems, your nervous systems, your mental and physical health, your mood and your memory, and you even make more money when you are in a stable, warm, secure, loving relationship with one other special person. So let's not fall prey to the idea that we're just these raging animals that have all of these instinctual forces inside of us that we can't control. All human beings have within them a relationship blueprint to attach to one other special person and create a warm, secure bond that they can rely on. There's a real problem that people can fall into when they blame everything on female hypergamy or on male narcissism, because basically it's too easy to just put the blame out there and say, well, she left me, you know, that hypergamous hussy, when you were just sitting around playing video games all day and you don't have a job. The point is, there's a lot that all of us can do, male and female, to improve our relationships and make them an attractive place for both people to be. That's enough for today. Please leave me your comments below. Please share how the knowledge you learned in today's video differs from what you thought previously about mating strategies for women. What would it mean for you to start improving your relationship today, rather than making it about how women are always looking for that next monkey branch? Leave me your comments below. I look forward to reading them and seeing you in the next video. And if you benefited from the knowledge that you gained today, please give this video a like and share it. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel right now. You can also go to thepowercoupleformula.com for lots more information about how to build an amazing relationship, and powercoupleseducation.com to stay connected.